Caution-free so far in the AMP Energy Juice 500 at Talladega Superspeedway. Riding on board with Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the moment. Time for the AT&T Fastest Pit Crew of the Year award. Currently in the lead, Jeff Gordon's team, but you can help determine the standings. Vote from your AT&T phone by texting the car number of your selected crew to 2258 for the pit crew you think's the fastest and most valuable. From the pit studio with Rusty Ray and Brad getting ready in just another lap or so for green flag pit stops. We talked about it on Countdown, what to watch for when they come to pit road en masse.
Well, Alan, it's going to get crowded. They're going to probably come in 3 different waves, 2 big packs and 1 small pack. They're going to have to be careful getting on, not to bump into one another, damage aerodynamically, and do not make a mistake on pit road. If you lose that draft, you're going to go a lap down.
And the most important thing, Ray, for me as a driver, I had to get this car to the bottom of the racetrack. I've got the hand signals going on right now. I'm telling everybody behind me, I'm getting ready to pit. I do not want to get hung on the outside where I can't get down. And when I get down, I got to remember, I'm coming from 195 miles per hour, and I got to slow this baby down to 55 miles per hour. So, Brad, it's a big slowdown for me.
Yeah. The thing for me is, we've got 5 of our chasers just kind of hanging out in the back. Are they going to maintain that position, come in, get nice, smooth pit stops, go back out, and continue to stay back there as they knock off laps throughout the day?
It's been a game of swap the lead at the front of the pack so far today. 21 lead changes among 11 drivers through the first 35 laps, and the 2-car draft has been a big story. 2 drivers hooking up bumper to bumper and pushing their way to the front. We see it now with Clint Boyer, 33, and Jeff Burton, 31.
Yeah, Alan, but it's been pretty dangerous. We're hearing a lot of drivers who are running in that second position are overheating, and they've got to cool the engine off and pull back out. My problem with that is they keep overheating, then cooling the motor, overheating, cooling the motor, back and forth. And I got to believe if this continues, it could start hurting engines and hurting performance in those cars.
They'll keep an eye on that as the day unfolds. Burton abandons that 2-car draft.
There you go. There you go.
That was his spotter, Mike Dillon, telling Clint Boyer to come on, get up there, get after it. The train's coming.
So Clint Boyer leads that lap at the start-finish line, and that would be the second time today that Boyer has paced a circuit out in front. Hearing some chatter on some of the team's radios that we'll see these green flag pit stops somewhere in the next couple of laps. So begin to look for the hands waving inside the windshields of the cars. Drivers trying to signal the guys behind them that they're getting ready to turn left.
And another thing you got to remember, too, a lot of these guys are going to do right side pit stops, just right side tires. Here we go. They got to make sure they don't lock up the tires and flat spot them, because they don't want that to happen right now.
Cars peeling off, heading to pit road, while another train continues on around the racetrack. Keselowski, Kurt Busch, David Gilliland, Sam Hornish Jr., Dale Earnhardt Jr. on pit road. We go to Dave Burns.
Penske teammates on pit road. The 12th car had gotten a little bit hot pushing other cars, so they may take a look at removal of a little bit of tape. The 2 car for Kurt Busch, he was tight coming off of the corners, and the left rear wedge is going to be the call on the 2 car. 4 tire stops for both of these Penske cars.
Don't speed, don't get busted and have to make that pass-through penalty, and now we'll see when the next wave begins to slow down. Hearing the leader, Clint Boyer, is going to be heading toward pit road shortly. Not this lap.
Being in that early wave is not a bad thing, because you come in, your pit road's clean. As those guys come in, you'll lose time. The more cars that want to hit pit road at the same time will get jammed up. Sometimes it's good to be in that early wave if it doesn't affect your fuel mileage for the rest of the race.
Kyle Busch in for his stop, along with Denny Hamlin. Jamie?
And you see him working it right there. Kyle Busch kind of been moving all around so far, trying to feel out his drafting partners. They're going to do a 4-tire stop here. Remember, not many adjustments you can make on these speedway cars, Vince.
There will be no adjustments on the 11 of Denny Hamlin, just 4 tires and fuel. Mike Ford reminded him 4,400 RPM down the pit lane. Do not get a speeding penalty. Good entry into the box. Stalled it a little bit coming out, so a little bit slow on the exit for the 11 of Denny Hamlin.
More drama going on. Clint Boyer's team called him in a lap ago to pit road. He's on the radio saying, Mike, can you hear me? We're talking to Mike Dillon, his spotter. So this is the second lap in a row Boyer's driven past pit road when they've called him in. Jamie?
And Jeff Gordon in the 24 there. His goal was to run where the action is. Did not want to hang back, but that has not been the case so far. Steve Letarte making the call, saying, wait, right sides only, Dave.
And the reigning reigning champion Jimmy Johnson will get a track bar adjustment for that race car. 4 tires for, no, it's going to be only 2. And now they've got a problem. They decide they need to get it full of fuel. They weren't there yet. Jimmy took off. Now he leaves hopefully full of fuel.
All right, let's see. Clint Boyer looks like he's gotten the message this time and is hitting the brakes to head to pit road as the cycle of stops continue.
I'll tell you, no communication at Talladega is a bad thing. That was a scary moment right there for that team.
Lap led for Kevin Harvick in the exchange of pit stops. Jamie?
Alan, the reason why the 33 didn't know he was supposed to pit, there was a hung radio. Somebody had it clicked open. He could not communicate with his team. They got it right on the 3rd try. 4 tires for Clint Boyer, Doc.
Jeff Burton, 4 tires. Said, look at the back of the hood, guys. It's pumping up a little bit in the draft. They look at the hood, 4 tires, and Boyer will beat him out as they head down pit road. Vince.
The 98 of Paul Menard, it's a 4-tire change. He said he likes the way the car is running in the high lane. Really comfortable with the car at this point. Very stable. No changes for Paul Menard.
So yet to pit Kevin Harvick, who is the race leader, and that'll be Harvick leading this group in the charge down pit road. Matt Kenseth, look out.
Whoa, man. Wow, that was close.
Didn't see him with all that camouflage.
There you go. Go ahead, Jamie.
And Matt Kenseth saying he needs a little more speed. The goal was to stay with the 31. They're going to fill it up with Sunoco fuel, and it is going to be a 4-tire stop for the 17, Doc.
4 tires, chassis adjustment, and Kevin Harvick said you got to take some tape off the grill. The temperature is 240 and not going down even outside the draft. He's down and away.
There's something to keep an eye on for Kevin Harvick.
And once they get those engines that hot, Alan, it's hard to cool them down.
All right, so the cycle of pit stops continues for the moment. The guys just coming off pit road have to get back up to speed, which takes a couple laps to get full song up to speed.
Well, I was really wondering how long these guys could go on fuel. Looks like Kevin Harvick went 39 laps. This guy's been out here for quite a long time. I have to figure the fuel burn on that, what they're getting for miles per gallon. That'd be pretty interesting to find that number.
Yeah, it was interesting listening to Jeff Gordon earlier talking about wanting to be amongst the action, but he's not been able to get up and mixed up with the guys. He's really was in the back earlier, just kind of riding. So it's interesting how these strategies play out through the day, how close you can hit on your strategy, and what you have to do to adjust when you can't be right in the middle of what you want to be doing.
So as the pack has broken apart through the series of green flag pit stops, you see David Ruderman in the 00 and Marcus Ambrose in the 47. They are the leaders in that 2-car pack, but now the rest of the field beginning to kind of close back in as the draft reforms.
You gotta be thinking, if I was Denny Hamlin, man, I want to get some points. And if I'm thinking Kevin Harvick, I got some points. I mean, these guys that have not led a lap yet, Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, you got to be getting a little bit antsy, Brad, wanting to get up there and lead at least a lap before they go back highs again.
Especially Denny Hamlin, who's been in the back most of the day, just riding around. He and Kyle Busch hooked up earlier in the day. They both were super fast, but he just maintained that 20th to 25th position. You would think he'd want to be up there getting those bonus points.
So after the cycle of pit stops, you have Denny Hamlin showing back in 19th position. Jimmy Johnson showing, where is he? He's just a little bit farther behind.
Jimmy Johnson back in 17th, just moved to 16th.
And Kevin Harvick being swallowed up by the pack coming off of pit road. Harvick now being shown in 20th position as, again, the pack reforms after the green flag pit stops. So we're caution-free. 25 lead changes, 13 leaders. The first round of pit stops complete. It's been pretty wild so far at Talladega, and a lot still to come.
The 83rd time we've been racing at Talladega Superspeedway, and it has not let us down, as the 2-car freight trains that we have seen have been better than the multi-car efforts. But don't try this, not even on Halloween, on your freeway at home. I don't think the local constabulary would approve, especially if you're trying to do it at 200 miles an hour. As you see, the pack has reformed after the first round of green flag stops. Up front is David Ruderman, followed by Marcus Ambrose. There's Mark Martin down low with the 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. now pushing him. And a little bit further back, there's also Denny Hamlin in that inside lane. Now, notice the 39 of Ryan Newman. He is 1 lap down. First car a lap down, 36. What's going on with the 39, Jamie Little?
Well, I'll tell you, Marty, it started actually when his teammate Tony Stewart had that that flat and had to pit. All of a sudden, Newman said, I don't know what's going on. I have not lifted once today. My car won't go anywhere. At least he's in a pack now. He's been running most of this race way in the back all by himself, and he did get swallowed up, went a lap down, but the car just down on power, Marty.
Look out on that inside line. A lot of bumping and banging going on. Everybody managed to hold on to it. It was getting real dicey right around the 77 of Sam Hornish and the 33 of Clint Boyer.
Yeah, look at Denny Hamlin push Jamie McMurray. We know how good Jamie's been at these, but Denny Hamlin's been probably the best pusher of anybody. He wants to lead and get those 5 bonus points. Remember, he was hanging out in the back not long ago.
And so was Mark Martin. He was in that second pack as well. Hamlin goes around. Here comes the 77 with him, as well as Boyer and Burton. It's still the high line that's got the lead right now as Mark Martin. Can he hold on to it as they come through the corner?
Well, Sam Hornish Jr., you see pushing Denny Hamlin. He's done a good job of that today, pushing a lot of cars to the lead. Let's see if he can push Hamlin up there. He's going to get him here by the time they get to the line. Whoa. If they don't wreck first.
Man.
You got to hang on, but Denny Hamlin's going to get 5 points.
So Denny Hamlin does get credited for leading lap number 4.
You led that one. You and him are clear. All clear by 5.
15 leaders now, 27 lead changes. He is the 5th chase contender to lead a lap today.
Sam Hornish Jr. really doing a good job on that 2-car hookup.